Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Come on in, have a seat, relax, and enjoy. Today we're going to be looking at the Moto Z2 Force. But before I get into that, let me ask you a question. How do you place the value on your phone? And what I mean by that is, what are the qualities in a phone you would pay the most for? Is it battery life? Is it speed? Is it being able to do multiple things simultaneously? Or is it a camera and a microphone like I do? So, depending on the type of person you are, whether you're working in a rugged environment or whether you're playing games at home, you put different values on the phone. And the person who's gaming at home might want the latest chipset to be able to make the split-second decisions in games at home without their phone lagging out and causing them to lose a game and perhaps causing them to rage. And the person who's working outside might like more of a big battery that lasts them all day and might like a more durable phone which doesn't break on the first impact. So today we're going to be looking at the Moto Z2 Force and going to be gauging what type of phone it is and where its values come from. Now this phone is several years old, so it's not the newest phone, but it still might offer a great value because it has some things that most recent phones do not. So let's get right into this phone, kind of look at the physical features of it, look at the display, look at the camera, stuff like that, and gauge what kind of value to put on this phone. Now, this phone has a plastic display that is not that is essentially shatterproof. I was about to say that is not shatterable, but that's not our term. So we're gonna go ahead and say that is shatterproof. Now, one negative side to having a shatterproof plastic display is the fact that it gets a lot of scratches on it. So you definitely need to throw a screen protector on that. Now, it doesn't have terrible software either. This phone has the Snapdragon 835 chipset, and I have played Call of Duty Mobile on here, and it performs excellently 90% of the time. It only starts lagging when you fall below 5% battery life, and in my experience, sometimes when I did live streams simultaneously. So it's doing a lot of work, it's playing a very high-end game, and it's live streaming and putting content out on YouTube. I wouldn't expect that much from a 3-year-old phone. So, how would I place the value on this phone? Would it be more of a rugged outdoor use phone, or would it be an indoor gaming phone, or is it a combination of both? This phone has an excellent display. It has a pretty damn good camera for a 3-year-old phone. And it is quite fast as well. As I said, this phone has a Snapdragon 835, which was the flagship chipset in 2017. It also has 4 gigabytes of RAM, which was pretty much flagship in that year as well. But we also have an incredibly rugged quality to it. It has a shatterproof display, but one thing that is not shatterproof is the camera. And honestly, nobody really addressed that. I didn't even take that into consideration, but perhaps it should have been addressed, and perhaps I should have thought of that. Because once the camera goes on your phone, especially the rear-face camera, it's kind of hard to use that phone. You don't realize how much we use a phone's camera until you actually run out of it, or lose it, rather. So, is this phone good for gaming? Is it worth the purchase? I would say it's definitely a great value to buy, especially for clumsy people, especially for people who work in a tough occupation, or for people that are just gaming on a budget. You could get this phone on eBay for about $100. It's not incredibly expensive. It still has the Snapdragon 835. It has 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it has... No, it doesn't have 32 gigabytes of RAM. It has 32 gigabytes plus of storage, and it has 4 gigabytes of RAM. So it'll definitely perform well in those gaming situations. It also has a microphone plug, 3.5 millimeters. Or actually it doesn't. Never mind. It does not have the microphone plug, 3.5 millimeters, but it does have a USB-C. It also has a front-face flash, which is very rare in most phones. And You can add battery boosting qualities to it. You could add a Moto mod that increases the battery, that charges your phone up. That is 5,000 milliamp hours, so you could charge it 1.5, 1 3/4 time. It has a fantastic camera if it doesn't break, and its microphone is quite good as well. This is comparable to the S8 Active, and I actually preferred this phone over the S8 Active until the camera broke. Then I moved over to the S8 Active, and there are obviously some qualities of the S8 Active I love as well. So how would I value this phone? Is it still worth buying in 2021? It is a bit old. Snapdragon 835 is quite old. 2020's chipset is Snapdragon 865 and 2021's is 875. So we are getting into 3 to 4 new chipsets since this phone. It might be a little bit slower for you, but it'll definitely work on the day-to-day basis for those people that are in a tough occupation. Now, if you want a cheaper phone, but you don't want this one because it is kind of out of updates, actually it's not kind of out of updates, it is out of updates, and its chipset's kind of old, so the more updates the games like Call of Duty Mobile get, the slower it will get. Now, if you want to update or upgrade, but that a phone that is still working within a budget, I would recommend the LG V line. It's not as durable as this phone. Absolutely amazing value. Absolutely amazing camera quality. We have amazing chipsets, large screens. Will work perfectly for most case scenarios. It might be less toward the outside rugged occupation and more toward the gaming section because it is an increase in both RAM. We have a new chipset, Snapdragon 845 for the V40, V35, or V50, and in that case, even a newer chipset. So this is a nice hybrid of outdoor work phone and a gaming phone. You could use it for either one. Will it last that much longer for a gaming phone? Perhaps not. Perhaps it'll work better for an outdoor rugged phone than it would with a gaming phone because it's so durable. But you can still use it, and for $100, it is an amazing value. If you could play PUBG, if you could play Fortnite or Call of Duty Mobile on a phone, those are the toughest games for a phone to process, the toughest games for a phone to not overheat. And this phone still does that 3 years later and $400 cheaper. So if you are working within an extreme budget, I would recommend this phone. If you have a little bit more money to spend, I would advise moving up to the LG V line, the LG V35 or the 40 in specific. They have newer chipsets, they're faster, better cameras, better microphones. You have a USB plug. No, not a USB plug, a microphone plug. So all those things come with those phones. And they're, I want to say, double the price of this phone. So take that how you will. Do you want to buy the Moto Z2 Force? Maybe you do. Maybe you're working in a tough occupation. Do you want to buy the LG V35, LG V40? Maybe you're more of a gamer who wants a phone that will serve him the best in those split-second decisions, and those phones definitely will, but they come with a higher price tag. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you like this type of content in general, hit that subscribe button as well as the post notification bell. And other than that, I will let you go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.